FS17 FS17 gameplay video, but with details about FS19. So today there was 2 live streams, some pre-release live streams for FS19, where they streamed for about an hour, and then from there, the first one was in German. I joined it, I think, a few minutes late. I didn't really understand, but maybe a few words about it. I think I understood Mod Hub. I believe I understood. I know I understood Farming Simulator. I believe. Well, what else did they say? They mentioned. Can't remember the rest of it, but. Yeah, I watched it though. I paused and took screenshots in some places. I thought I took a lot more screenshots, but I guess the first one was German, where obviously they spoke nothing but German. And then they, what is it? Sorry, and the next one was English, where they spoke English, thankfully. But I watched it anyway. Either way, no matter how many there were, I'm going to watch every single one of them. And anything that I learn, I will be telling you all. Okay, so let's fill this up here. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of play this as I do this. So if I stop for a second, because I'm thinking, and I'm trying to... yeah, trying to do stuff and get stuff done, get it done. Time to start up a dairy farm. It's gonna be the main purpose of this farm is dairy. So let me click the rest of that wheat over there, and I would do this wheat straw, and then I need to do this straw one day, but not really. Anyway, so the first one, I did take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screenshots, and I took 1 from the other one, which I really thought I took more, but I guess there really wasn't a whole lot in the English one. But I'll be going through them one at a time. But first with some details. Here, so it doesn't start that process. Alright, so, very interesting details came out. I actually put a tweet earlier, but I'll go through what was said in German. I don't really know what was said in German, but from my understanding in German, so I could be totally wrong. I know one German word, and that is nine. Nine. That's no, that's what it is. So, that's really the only German word that I know that I'm aware of, that I know. Yes, that I'm aware of. I may know like 16. I don't know. Okay. I really don't know. I can know 1,000. I can know all of German. I don't know if I do or not. I don't think I do. If I do, it is somewhere way back in my mind. But anyway, they did mention the Mod Hub. They mentioned the website. I believe. I mean, again, I don't speak German, so for all I know. They say website, it could mean porn. I don't know. Okay, I don't know whether they mentioned porn in FS19 pre-show livestream. But they did say Mod Hub, they did mention the website. So my guess is, I mean, obviously we know we're going to have a Mod Hub. That's kind of obvious. I mean, why wouldn't we, I don't know what they said about it, but that was pretty much it. But that's all I could, and again, so now let's get to the English one, because I can tell you a lot more from the English one. Alright, actually what I did learn in the German one is not from what they said, because I wasn't really focusing on what they said, because again, I don't speak German, I don't understand German, I can't read it, I can't write it, I can't speak it, I can't understand it. I can hear it, I can listen to it, but I'll have no clue what you are saying. But one thing I did learn, which is very interesting, which I'm guessing it's on, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, Because I don't know why it would be on just PC. Now, keep in mind they were actually playing on a PC. Right? They were playing on a computer, so they, weren't on the Xbox or on the PlayStation. So that's why I'm unsure. But I'm 99 to pretty much 100% sure that it's going to be on all of them, this is absolutely fantastic. But there was actually in the object section, they had big bag. And I don't know what's in every little category. I just know most of the categories. Not all the categories, but most of the categories in the little buy section. So, because they didn't go through every little category. I mean, and I didn't bother taking pictures because of when they did. Because, well, I figured I want to leave that for a surprise for when I live stream it on the 19th. Basically by 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to see for myself. I mean, I'm trying not to spoil too much of it for myself or for you all. But anyway, what is very interesting is that they have, obviously, the big bags. Obviously, they have pallets. And this is very interesting. But they will have bales, purchasable bales. Now, I'm very curious to see, will that be square bales and round bales? Because if the bale they have, to show that this bale is a little logo or icon or whatever in the shop menu, is a square straw bale. So I don't know if it will just be a straw bale. I don't know if we'll be able to do straw and grass, or just straw and hay, or straw, grass, and hay. Maybe there's another kind of bale we can do. We might be able to do silage bales. That would be sweet. Just saying. That exact amount that we need there. But anyway, I don't know if we're getting silage bales. I'm not saying we are. I'm saying I don't know. But it looks like we will be able to buy bales. That's great. Now I'm actually going to go through which majority of it won't be a surprise to anybody, because they pretty much know what kind of stuff is coming out. But I'm still going to read off the categories that I was able to snap or get quick screenshots of. And we'll start with the vehicles. Keep in mind when I'm doing this, I'm not going left to right. I'm starting at the top left. I'm going down the row, next row, down the row, down the row, next row, down the row, next row, down the row, so on and so forth. And that's because the vehicles, the tractors are divided into small, medium, and large, and they go, they're on the far left, they go top down, small, medium, large, small on top, medium, large, a medium, middle, large, bottom. So that's why I'm doing that. So vehicles, it is small tractors, medium tractors, large tractors, trucks, harvesters, forage harvesters, potato technology, beet technology, sugarcane technology. Keep in mind these are three in a row. So it's like instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 1, 2, 3. It's pretty much what it is. And then, or I guess 1, 2. Okay. I guess 1, 2, 3. So yeah. So cotton technology, forestry machines, animals, crop protection, mowers, front loaders, and the mowers is really interesting. They actually have the M5, not the M500, the big crone, mower that you can, the self-driving mower, self-propelled mower, as they call it. So I wonder if there's, there might be more drivable mowers, or there might not be. I'll tell you what I do know is in these categories, kind of just give you a little bit of a heads up. But again, I'm not going to tell everything in all the categories. But what I do know is 1 or 2 items. I'll let you all know. So, and of course, there could be more upon release. I could have just taken some out because of, just kind of not to spoil it. So there might actually be more than what I saw, than what we will see. Because they might not want to spoil it in case someone does go into the category and someone does explore it, and so when they do the live streams, it might not be the full game. They might have taken some items out to hide them for the full release, to kind of surprise us. you know. So yeah, so there's wheel loaders, telehandlers, skid loaders, cars, miscellaneous. And in the car section, I'll tell you right now it's only the 2 pickup trucks. That's all I got in there is the 2 pickup trucks. So, yeah, I mean, of course, it's like the old one, and then like the newer 2014. It looks like it's a Toyota. At least it did from like a fact sheet or something. Or not fact sheet, but it does on the website. But anyway, that's vehicles, and now we're going to go to tools, and I do not have the screenshot of all this because they did not actually go all the way to the right. Yeah, they just went a little bit, and I was able to get a quick screenshot of that. So tools, again, going the same pattern every time here, every little category. It goes trailers, auger wagons, headers, corn headers, forage harvester headers, potato technology, beet technology, sugarcane technology, cotton technology. And then it goes plows, cultivators, disc harrows, power harrows, subsoilers, seeders. I really don't know what a power harrow is. I don't like what the difference between disc harrow and power harrow is. I don't know what a subsoiler is. But the next 2 here are planters, crop protection, fertilizer technology. I don't know the difference between a seeder and a planter. If anybody does know, please go ahead and tell me. And then there's manure spreaders, slurry tanks, weeders, mowers, tedders, windrowers, loading wagons, baling technology, chainsaws, forestry equipment, animals, animal transport, levelers, front loaders, wheel loaders, telehandlers, skid steer loaders, dollies, low loaders, header trailers, and weights. And there's more to the right, but I don't know exactly what that is. So, we'll have to wait and see. Which, by the way, one of these FS19 live streams is actually apparently going to be a multiplayer show-off, which I have a very interesting detail to tell you all about, and this is from the English stream, about what was said from the employee that worked there, that worked on the game. Well, he still works there. I don't know, he didn't get fired or anything as far as I'm aware of. But he said something very interesting, which I'm really excited about, and I'm wondering how it's going to work. But I will say it later on. But anyway, and then as you know, in the objects, it's big bags, pallets, bales. And I'm very curious to see about the bales. I'm curious to see what, obviously what's available, what isn't available, and what the price is going to be of each bale. Because I'm wondering, we'll have to try and balance that out, because we might need to buy some bales to start, or we might not. But then the last category area is placeables, and there's animal pens, silos, sheds, miscellaneous, decoration, farmhouses. So I'm wondering if there are still going to be the placeable income properties, like in FS17 as standard. I'm only showing you the standard ones. I have like a few that are not standard. But we have the bee house, the greenhouse tomatoes, the greenhouse lettuce, solar collector, and the wind energy converter. Which, as you can see, place them down, they give you some money. These ones, you gotta have at least water in them and possibly even manure. If you want to make even more, if you want to double it. So, yeah. And the very interesting thing, and the really cool thing about this, they actually test this out in the English live stream. I say English because that's the language it was in, so I'm not, but anyway, so it's fair they tested it out, because the guys that worked at it, they're not going to know everything, because, keep in mind, everybody at the company works on different aspects of the game. So you'll have one guy working on a tractor or two, possibly more than that. It might be the whole fleet of tractors, and might be working on, one brand, so yeah, and then another will probably be working on you know, one part of the map, someone's working on another part of the map, and then, you know, different stuff like that. At least that's the way I think it goes. I believe it would go. So not everybody's gonna know everything. So if you ask a question and he says they don't know, or the person says that they don't know, then that's why, because they're not all gonna be working on the exact same thing. Which is understandable, huge company. But anyway, what they did is when you place it down, I'll actually give you an example here, even though I really don't want to spend any money, but we'll buy something really cheap. Small vehicle shelter is 4,100. So let me find a nice hill. Can't do it. Can I do that? Yeah, no, okay, I can get right there, that's funny. I want to make like a very clear example if I can. Where is, nope, I need to go. It looks like maybe there? Yeah, okay. That'll do, perfect. Well, no, I have any more room for any wheat, so can't do that. But we'll just drive over here real quick. Alright, $4,800, not too bad. We'll make that back. You see, right here, right now, it does not match up. I placed it down. I think that's pretty much in the ground. That's as well, I believe. But right here, it is not connected to the ground. I can probably even go under this one right here. Almost. So as you can see, that's not level at all. There's obviously a gap there. I mean, you can see the trees. I can see the barn through that little bit right there. Which I would have done something bigger to give you an even better example, but I think that'll do just fine. That is, you know, that's obvious right there. That there's not, you know, it's not looking, it's not touching the ground. The ground doesn't come up to it. It doesn't extend down to the ground, which in real life it would. But you know, so in FS19, you place something down, and if there's a hill like this, you place it down, the ground comes up to the bottom to meet the bottom. And it looks like there's a steep incline. I don't know if it's going to be. We'll definitely have to test that on a few test maps. But both of them, I guess. Oh yeah, but anyway, so but you know, it looks like it's a pretty steep hill that comes up that is made, but it's a good way to level out area. So if you want to level out a ground, whatever, and then you can do that. But yeah, so that's something that's very interesting. And then you can't, like, when you sell it, it does not. Which they actually did this in the stream, so I watched it happen, you know, live. When you delete it, the ground does not go back to the way it was. It stays there in that elevated state. So that's something you're gonna have to, you know, be very wary of. Is where do you want to place these? Like, where do you want to place this building? You know, is it level? Is it going to create a hill? If it's going to create a hill, what's the, you know, I mean, there's just a lot that's going to have to go into it. But farmhouses, by the way, in Play Schools, there's only one farmhouse, unless they decided to make more, but this haven't shown. Because again, that could very well be the case. We'll get that going again. So, yeah, it's one farmhouse, and I'm sure modders will come out with different farmhouses. You can go inside it. As they did that on the German one, the English guys, they don't really spend a whole lot of time trying to go inside. Or maybe they placed a different one down. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to, like, at that exact moment when they placed it down, because I mean they did it so quickly. I just, you know, couldn't tell that they went to farmhouse, buy, place, done. I mean, it wasn't. And then, yeah, so, but you can go inside them, and, what was it? You can sleep. You just go to the door. It has to be nighttime, obviously. And we are going to experiment with that to see exactly what time that it requires before you can go to sleep. That is definitely going to be something that we're going to check out. But both guys, it was actually during the day, so they did not test that out, sadly. Ooh, so that right there. But so there's only one farmhouse that I'm aware of. Decorations are cool. There's actually a sandcastle, animal pins. They range from I believe $50,000 up to I think a few $100,000. I don't know what the exact details are on those though. So yeah, not a whole lot I can tell you there, sadly. But they seem pretty cool. Let me see. And then so caught up in the ground. Oh, the buying and selling of land is actually really interesting. So there's two modes in the map. So like right now, there's just the fruit types, growth, all that. So there's the regular map overview where it tells you the fruit types, so you can cycle through those. And FS19 is going to also tell you, there's going to be another map screen that basically shows the land, and then you can hover over it. You can buy any part of the map. Any part of the map. Well, it might be a spot or two you can't buy. Because I saw him pass over and it didn't highlight. So I don't know if I just didn't see it highlight or what, but it looks like it'll highlight in blue if you don't own it. If you do own it, I can't remember. You can sell it back though. You can sell it, but you cannot have any placeables. You have to sell all placeables on that piece of land before you can actually go ahead and sell it. So that's also another thing to keep in mind. I believe you can probably rebuy it back. So that's definitely very interesting. Now, a lot of interesting things. So I'm going to be saying that's interesting a lot. So a lot of different little bits. And then there's actually on, I believe it's a Ravenport. It's a map that they are showing off. I don't think they're going to show off the other map. I think it's just going to be Ravenport, which is fine. I'm not complaining. I might actually do Ravenport myself, at least for the first little bit maybe. We'll see what the other map kind of looks like. But hello, thank you for joining. Hello, thank you for joining. And the first person that joined, thinking back about it, I did not welcome you. So thank you for joining and welcome all of you. But yeah, so and on Ravenport, it looks like on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there's like 4 or 5 different fields, and they are actually all part of one piece of land. I don't know how much that piece of land is going to be, and it's really interesting because some fields will be like some piece of land will have just a field, like on Ravenport 13. You're just buying that field. You're not buying really any land around it. Like, I said, there's a little strip at the bottom that you might be able to place like a small silo or something, something very thin. So it's, again, interesting. I know, I'm probably gonna be overusing that word, so my apologies here. But and then some, looks like most of them you're actually getting to, when you buy it. Hello there, thank you for joining. Hello there, thank you for joining. I'm gonna try and welcome everybody. If I do not welcome you, I do apologize. But and then it looks like every piece of land that you buy will have, some land to it. Some dang, that's almost full again. I know it's not the case FS17, but anyway, say like a non-field piece of land, like grass, trees, something that I know. I already said this 100 times. I'm gonna say it probably 1,000,000 times more, because this is a very unique, very interesting, very realistic game. So I'll try and vary my words a little. Okay, no promises it'll be successful. My dictionary is not that big, and it's not a multi-language dictionary, sadly. Which was a German and English dictionary, but it is not. But anyway, something and I learned this in English. It was the English live stream. Is where you said this, but on the map, if you go to a piece of land that you do not own, and there's a tree on it, you cannot do anything with that tree. So you can look at it, you can hit it with the vehicle, but you cannot cut it down, you cannot try and grind it out. You can't do anything with that, because you do not own the piece of land. To do anything with that piece of land except for drive on it, you have to own it. which is something that is very interesting. I am so sorry I said that again. I mean, very realistic, very unique, very awesome, amazing. I'm trying to think of words for myself to use here. So I don't, annoy you guys and gals. But I thought I took more pictures, more screenshots. I know I did, but I guess it just didn't want to save. That's weird. But yeah, and then so there's pieces of land that are small and large, and most of them have a field, but some do not. There's actually looks like quite a few pieces of land that you can buy. It looks like you can buy any piece of land, and it looks like it is pretty much any, because you can buy land where the biogas plant is. I don't think if you buy a land where a business property is, or where a sell point is, I don't think you'll get more for anything. I don't think you'll get some kind of income. I'm saying I don't think. I don't know, but I don't think you would. It just doesn't seem like that would be something that they would do at this stage. Because pretty much all this is new, so I think that would be kind of too much to put in. Plus, I seem a little ridiculous. I think it's just so if you want to chop down the trees in that area, maybe plant some more, maybe make a little field right by the biogas plant. I don't know why you'd want to. And I guess maybe for corn, but that'd be about it. But yeah, so you can buy it back, and then when you sell it back, it looks like you're getting probably 90-95, if not more than that, percent back. So if you buy for 800,000, I think you get 700 some thousand, or 780, 790, something like that. Because guys in the English stream bought a piece of land for a little over 800,000, and then just to show off that you can sell it, they sold it and they got almost, if not exactly, what they got back on it, or what they spent on it. I bet. Let me think here. What else have I gone over? What have I not gone over? I may need to stop for a few minutes here and there to make sure I've covered everything. I don't think I have, though. Suspension looks great. Well, I haven't really seen that much suspension. I've seen a little bit of suspension. Seat suspension works fantastic, I'll tell you that much. Because the guys in English stream did actually go over it. Not over it, they went over a railroad, or a train track, and the seat, even in the cab view, the view right here, when they went over that train track, it bobbed up and down. I mean, it just jolted like that. So you might want to try and stay in third person when going over a hilly area. So yeah, there's something that is really, really awesome. And I was wondering how this would work, and they actually, in the English stream, they actually tested out a contract. They didn't do it all the way because they didn't want to spend the whole hour doing the contract. But basically, as you know, or most of you know, in FS17, how it works right now is you got to go all the way to a field. Let's go to 5. You gotta click this a little bit, and then you can do the little mission. We're not going to do that anymore right now. Obviously there's a time for this mission, it tells you what to do. So, yeah, smell that, smell the money, yeah, so it tells you that. And then it tells you how much you can get for it, what vehicles you will use. Warning, mission progress is not safe when saving or quitting. I read that because here is the really cool, I'm going to use it again, interesting, unique, maybe not realistic, but my favorite part about this new game. One of my top 10, definitely top 10, maybe top 5s. I'd have to make a list of all the new features. But with the contracts, because they're called contracts now, I don't know if it actually decreases the price. But you go to the pause menu, and you go to a bar, looks like it's between animals and statistics, and then you can scroll through the contracts, you can start one up, and the only way to fail it Like, cause you, like, okay, like right now, if I, here, I'll show you right now. Let's start this up. I can do this, can I? Oh wow, that's gonna, alright, so if I just drive off right here, it should, yeah, return to the field, time left. Nope, no, that's not. Yeah, so right now, like, if I need to get this going right here, so it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission failed. Oh well. So see, it fails me right there. One, it gives me a timer. Like, I can redo it with a different, well, because it varies. But the reason I did that is because you saw there was a timer, you set that, it said, hey, get back to the field, and then it failed me. It's not going to do that in FS19. FS19 is not going to do that. You start up a contract. If you have to, you can either use your own machinery. So make sure you, if you're going to do the contract, you have to make sure, and you want to use your own machinery. Make sure you have everything you need, like a harvester, the header, a vehicle like a tractor truck, and a tipper. Because in the harvesting, don't forget that it's not just you harvest most of the field, you're done. I think you have to harvest all of it, and then you also, you don't have an infinite tank. You have, it's going to be realistic, like, you know, it's actually going to get full, and then you're going to have to actually empty it, and then you're going to have to sell it to a specific point on the map. So if I were you, because actually, no, and it'll tell you where that sell point is. It's going to start flashing. I think it's going to be like a green flashing circle around it on the map. I don't know if that's going to be when you look around. I don't know, anything like that. But, you know, you start it, and then here's the really cool thing, is if you release the vehicles, they're going to be at the shop. They're going to start at the shop. You got to drive them all the way there. So, you know, so sometimes it might be worth it to use your own machinery, maybe get them set up ahead of time, or you don't even have to do that. And here's the really cool thing, is obviously it's not going to fail you if you walk away, right? Let's say you have a job that's going to take you an hour. But let's say you only have 20 minutes to play the game, but you want to make some money. Right? Alright, so you start up with the contract. And let's say you release the vehicles because you want to use your other vehicles on your farm. Right? You want to leave those to do. First off, you can't just go ahead and use a harvester to harvest any other field. It's only going to let you use that piece of machinery, that piece of equipment for what? For the contract that you leased it for the contract, right? That's really cool. So you can't just go ahead, which is a really good way to balance it out. So you can't just take a big old John Deere harvester or the big old case like TC90 whatever, and you know, use that on your field. So I mean, it's a bummer. It's kind of a disappointment, but it makes sense. It's a good way to balance it out. And then you can actually save the game. Right? Save the game with a save. Walk away. Like, I mean, turn off your system, walk away. Or go play a different game, whatever. Do what you gotta do in real life, come back, and you can start. Or you can continue the mission. So, like, let's say, you know, you got stuff that you gotta do on your farm. To get these guys, like, you get, I don't know if you can hire a worker, I don't think you can. So let's say I'm the worker right now. I'm doing a contract right now. I'm doing a contract, you know, oh man, you know what? My harvester needs to be empty. You can walk away. You can go ahead and you can switch to your harvester and you can just start doing your thing. You can do what you gotta do. You can come back to it later. It's not a, you have to finish this right now. Because remember, there's no time limit. There's no timer. So you can, I don't think the missions are going to give you that much. I think they've dropped down the reward, you know, price-wise considerably. Well, it's a good way to make a little bit of extra cash. You know, I feel like it should be increased on how much you get from them. Because again, it looks like you're not really getting that much. But, you know, that's really cool is you can just walk off, walk away, and you can do stuff on the farm, like if you need to move animals, or if you need to do like your horse riding, whatever. Which I'll explain that in a second. I don't know all about it. I think I have to learn a few details from what I've gathered. So you can just walk away from it, come back to it later, and it'll be right there where you left off. And yeah, now when you finish, I don't know if you have to return it to the store or if it's gonna kick you out or maybe disappear and be like, alright, you're done, like if you release them. And you can use any harvester, like as long as you have the type of equipment, like you don't have to have the exact one. You know, like if you have a smaller, if you need a harvester, you have a smaller harvester, smaller tractor, or bigger, same, whatever. It doesn't have to be the exact same machine. It just has to be the same vehicle, same equipment, or same equipment. So that's really cool. And as to the wear and tear, I don't know exactly how long it'll take. I don't know exactly what it'll look like. But what I do know is that it's not just the vehicles that'll need the maintenance. But I don't know if they'll need the maintenance. But obviously the vehicles are going to need maintenance. But it looks like, from my understanding, the equipment will also need to be maintained. So, because he said they will lose power or something, or they'll, like we know the vehicles are going to lose power and whatnot, but, do that again, no, what happens? Alright, so we know the vehicles are going to lose power, as the time goes on, you have to get it repaired and all that, get it maintained, whatever you want to call it, but it looks like the equipment might also be doing the same thing, so, I think that's definitely very interesting little factor. Very cool. Let me see here. What else was there? Which there's a stream pretty much every day for the next week. So I'm gonna be pretty much telling you everything I know, everything I'll pick up. I'm gonna take screenshots if there's anything interesting. And later on in the week, they're actually doing a multiplayer live stream to show off the multiplayer. With that said, and I'm actually going to tell you about that. I want to tell you something that the guy in the English stream said, and this is from the worker. This is from the employee. I can't remember his name. I do apologize, but I cannot remember his name. But what he said is, and this wasn't his exact words. I can't remember his exact words on it, but this is basically what it means: is that you can take out a contract for other. Now, I think he did say you can take out a contract for other players, or from other players, meaning that you can help them out on their farm. Like if you have a farm, let's say you're farmer Alfred, and you have a farmer named Ben, right? For A and B, why not, right? All right, so you're Alfred, your friend Ben, you get an FS19 together. You decide, right? I want to start my farm, and you can start your farm. So Alfred and Ben have a farm, right? So if Ben says, hey, look, I need help harvesting this, and again, I don't know exactly how this is going to work. I don't know if, like, like the contracts, which again, the contracts you can do in, like, the AI contracts, you can actually do in multiplayer. So if y'all have the same farm, y'all can actually, do them together. So I hope to do with my friends, kind of do something together. So why not? So you can, if you need money, you gotta make a little bit of money that way in multiplayer. If like you're waiting for the crops to grow or what have you, or maybe to plant or harvest, whatever. But anyway, so let's say Ben says, hey, I need you to, I need some help harvesting, man, or delivering the crop or storing whatever. I don't know exactly what the limitations would be, but basically, somehow you'll be able to go and help him, or her. You'll be able to go and help your friend with their crops or with. I don't know exactly what you'll be able to do, but I know. I'm guessing you'll at least be able to harvest. I'm guessing you can't take it for yourself and then sell it. I'm guessing they'll have to give you permission to use it, and then maybe my guess is, like, let's say. We are doing this map right here, my friend. Let's say I own the land that has field 17. He has land that owns field 16, right? I have 17. Let's say I've come up a little ways. uh, or now I don't know if you can use your. Let's say you can use your own equipment, right? And again, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you have to use your friend's equipment. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Let's say you can use your own equipment, just to kind of make it a little more clear point. Let's say I have, a much bigger harvester. He has a little tiny little harvester. He's like, hey, can you help me harvest my crop? I, really want to plant cotton. All right, can you help me harvest this wheat? So then I can, just go ahead and plant the cotton. Put this, like soon. Because he got the big harvester. Can you help me? Okay, yeah, sure. I take it over there. I would help him or her, whatever. I only have male friends that play this. So I'm gonna say him. Not trying to be sexist, but I only have guy friends that play this. So, my apologies if you're female and you think I'm being sexist. I'm not. I only have guy friends. So, if you're female, you want to play this game with me, awesome. That'd be great. But, so you go over there. I'm guessing you harvest it. And then if you wanted to kind of be a sneaky little jerk, and let's say he said, hey, man, I gotta go I gotta go make sure I turn off the stove, or I gotta go to the bathroom, or, I gotta go to the bathroom, can you just finish this up and then take it and store it in my barn, or a silo, or whatever. Now, I'm guessing that you can't put it in your equipment, or you might be able to put it in your equipment, like in your trailer or whatever. But then I'm pretty sure you won't be able to put it in your silo or sell it for yourself because it probably came out of his or her piece of land. Because it did not come from land that you own. So you'd have to put it in his, like even if you put it in a trailer, when you do put it in a trailer, you probably can't put it in your silo, you probably can't sell it. Like you might be able to sell it, but that money will probably go straight to the person. It might get split 75-25, maybe, whatever. And there might be a pre-arrangement with that, I don't know. Something I hope to explore that as soon as possible. I'm trying to find any friends that'll help me explore that. Day one, I am going to be in a multiplayer map. Day one, maybe not immediately. I think I'm going to start off in a single player map, test out the skip the nights, and then I'm going to jump to multiplayer. And then if any of you all want to join me, you are more than welcome. You'll just have to give me your PlayStation Network ID, your email, your password, your credit card. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Get your PlayStation Network ID, and then I'll invite you to the party. I'll invite you to the game if I can. I think I can do that. And then we'll get you in and we'll have some fun. Hopefully there won't be any lag. If there's a lot of lag, then we'll have to split off into single player. But I don't think there'll be much lag. But anyway, let me get into this last bit here, and then I'm going to tell you, I'm going to quickly give you all a quick rundown of my current game plan. It could change throughout the week, and it even could change last minute as I explore this awesomely fantastic game. So I'm going to say it real quick. So one aspect that they did explore, both of them actually kind of explored it a little. But anyway, this is an English stream, so it's the horses. They got on the horse, obviously. And what's very interesting, which I think this is a major problem, that, really they should not have designed it this way, but they opened you can open the gate for the horse pen. I don't know if you can for the cows or the sheep or the pigs. I don't know. And I don't know if you leave it open, will they run off? We will test this. Don't worry, we will test all this stuff out and more. There's so much to test out. It's gonna take me a long time.
Says 2000 PSN.
I am going to try and do it all on the 19th. Oh, thank you, awesome. I'm gonna screenshot that real quick, and I'll actually send you a friend request, and I'm actually gonna put you in a new list that I will create. So remind me, because I want to create a little list on the PSN of subscribers. Hopefully,
Printer 123 PSN.
Ooh, I got 2 people in play. That's not really one to show. I'll check that again in a minute. But and by the way, the time, I can't tell you the exact time I will be streaming. I live on the United States, on the East Coast, So, but I'll be going to pick up the game. I think I'll leave around hopefully 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I should get there hopefully around 9:10. Takes a long time to get out of my neighborhood. I mean, we're like in the back. I mean, it's pretty far. Like it's like a 10-minute drive out of the neighborhood. But anyway, so hopefully I should be. I can't imagine it's gonna be a big game. My guess is only gonna be about 20 gigabytes. So I should be streaming hopefully by 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where you all are at. Let's see this little side right here. Awesome. Let's switch out that. So, but I will be live streaming, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna immediately jump into gameplay. Well, then I kind of will. My plan, unless I forget it, which is very likely because I've been thinking about this for a week. I've had it in my mind for a few months.
Central U.S.
But Central U.S. awesome. So hopefully you can join, because that's an hour or two behind me, I believe. I know it's like there's a variance, if I remember correctly. This is like a few. Yeah, it's kind of. I think there's like 4 time zones in the U.S. Maybe it's 2. I don't know. Not the brightest here. But like I was just saying, I'll probably forget. But I'm going to go into the mod hub first. If there's any mods, I'm downloading them all. Just why not?
6:42 now for me.
Sweet. It is 7:43. So there's a minute delay, I guess, in something. Let me think. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the mod hub. Just see what mods are there. I'm going there first because I'm gonna do the tutorials. If there are any tutorials, hopefully there will be. But I think that's another word they said in German. I'm not entirely sure. They said tutorials, so I'm guessing that meant, as I just said that in a Spanish accent. So, you know. As you can tell, I'm not very language dignified. I'm very not accent dignified. It's more like a pile of manure is my language barrier. My, not barrier. I don't know. I can't even speak English that well. And that's my first and only language. But anyway, and then I'm going to go into the tutorials to kind of see what's what, see any new tutorials, see some equipment there, and then before I start up a multiplayer live stream, I'm going to start up each map 3 times. And that's on the easy, medium, and hard. I know that's not what they're called, but I can't remember the exact names of them, but there's 3 different difficulties. Basically, easy, where you get a farm, land, money, vehicles, equipment, probably cheap stuff, which is fun. And medium, where I think is you just get like some land and some money, or a vehicle and some money. And then hard, which is the start from scratch, where you get nothing but money. And they actually slipped up in the English live stream because I believe he said you get $500,000 on the start from scratch. I believe that's what he said. I know he mentioned $500,000. I don't know if that's you get $500,000. And I actually did the math and I did it on confirmed facts. And $500,000 is enough to buy. Oh, kind of confirmed facts. I'll go over that in my game plan actually. But yes, $500,000. So then we'll, because I want to see what vehicles we get, what land we get, how much money we get with each one. Because I'm curious to see, does like the map differ? Does maybe the land prices differ? So maybe you get more money on one map to start than another, and either the medium or the start from scratch. Anyway, with the horses, you can open the horse gate, but if you get off the horse to close it, it goes back in the pen and starts walking around. USDST, awesome, sweet. Okay, cool. So yeah, hopefully y'all can get it same time. Oh, you know what? You might actually. My friend is an hour behind. You might actually have to wait an hour. Dang. You probably have to wait like an hour to play with us because I mean, if y'all can get it 9 p.m. I don't know if y'all have a GameStop, but I mean, that's where I'm getting it from, and they're doing a 9 p.m. release kind of deal. Oh, I should probably just missed it from there. But yes, and I'm gonna start up, and then I'm gonna choose a map myself. It's actually ZachRider747. It's the same as my YouTube, but I just turned off. But yeah, then we're gonna kind of see, Like if I have people watching, then I'm gonna try and let them decide on what map I do start on, but it is gonna be start from scratch because very unique. And then but like I'll get to my game plan in a minute. But anyway, with the horses, it looks like you have to ride. Okay, so you buy them for $5,000. You can buy it. I think the cheapest payment is about 50,000. If I remember seeing it correctly, I thought I screenshotted it, but I guess I didn't. Whatever, I can go back and do that later. But he said that you buy them for 5,000, and you can sell them at any point, but they're gonna start off like a little over 2,000, 2,500. So I want to accept both. I want to accept that friend request. This is the other one, a friend request, and just after the stream actually, that way I can immediately put it in the thing, and it doesn't get lost in my friends list. So that's why I'm not accepting it right now. So I do see it. Thank you for that. I'll accept that very soon. But yeah, so then it's like, so basically you're gonna have to, I guess, write it every day because there's a daily. Each one has a daily writing, which they each come with a name, and then you could change the name. They actually changed the name from Buddy to Horse Mark 2 and Horse MK2. So if you and then horse riding is at 33%. He rode around a little bit. So my guess is the way you get the price up is you have to ride each horse every day. Obviously, you have to feed it. You have to give it water. And he said something about keeping it clean. I'm very curious. I like the horses, not the machinery. I mean, the machinery, I'm guessing you'd want to keep clean to keep it maintained. But it's very interesting because he did mention cleaning, like feeding the horses, taking care of them, cleaning them, like keeping them clean. So that's very interesting there. We're definitely going to try and explore everything we can first off. We're going to do cotton almost first off. So we will get to horses eventually. I think horses will be one of the first animals we buy when we start actually doing. But again, we're going to need to get a few vehicles first. Kind of get ready to do that. And by the way, it's not grass that you feed them. You can feed them oats and hay. So you need a tenor. Just annoying, but whatever. So yeah, I'm guessing that's how you increase it. Every day it increases. You can get it to I guess a 5th level, whatever. Maybe that sells for $5,000 more than you bought it for, so 10,000. So yeah, so I think that's definitely something that you can do. Like if you hire a worker to start harvesting and cultivating your fields, or cultivating, sowing, harvesting, basically working on your fields. Because I rarely do it myself because I can't do it in a straight line. I mean, sometimes I'll do it myself. So then you can kind of go to the horse, make sure that they got water. Oops, I just totally passed it. Great braking system. There we go. So kind of ride around, keep checking on it, and yeah. So basically, and again, the map they did was Ravenport. So there's that. Oh, awesome! Thank you for sending that. I'll definitely accept that very soon. I'm about to end this in just a minute, but here is my quick game plan because that is also in the title. So if you don't want to listen to this, and thank you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. To turn on the notification bell. You can leave a like if you want. I'll leave a dislike. I prefer you leave a like, but if you don't like the fact that I probably overused the word interesting, then drop a dislike. That is your freedom, unless you are probably in a country where you aren't allowed to hit that dislike button. Then thank God for that country. And if you are, with that. And if you do not, if you're not a Christian like me, then thank whatever you do worship, whatever your religion is. So, yeah, thank you. But, gotta do this. But, yeah, so here's my game plan is, and this is for Ravenport. I don't know if the other map, we'll come up with the game plan immediately. So, plan A, which is if it's on Ravenport, is first of all, field 13 they have highlighted, and it shows that the value of it, which I'm guessing is a price that you would buy it, is $304,704. Now that's a pretty big field. That's a pretty big piece of land there. So my guess is field the land with 28 and 29. It looks like I can tell where it's divided because it's kind of divided by little lines. Looks like that would be, my guess is no more than $150,000. So I buy that. I can buy a John Deere harvester for $100,000. Let's say the header for $50,000, which should be less than that. And then we should be able to buy a tractor for like $119, I believe. And then there's a tipper for, let's say, $15,000. I know all in all that leaves me $66,000 to lease a cultivator, sewing machine, or buy a sewing machine, whatever the thing may be. And we can always add more stuff to it later, so we'll definitely see. Now that's kind of the game plan. And the reason I chose the 28 and 29 is because I tried to, because no matter what the map is, I want to try and choose a small piece of land that I can get for as cheap as I can, which we are going to do a job on it and see if that drops the price. If that does drop the price, and we're going to keep working that field until we can get it for as little as possible, or land, sorry, for as little as possible, and then we'll go ahead and buy it. But the reason I'm choosing either 28 or 29, depending on which one is cheaper, is because that is right next to, looks like a water point, which would be great. Like, it's just right next to a water access point, which would be fantastic for refilling water. Now, hopefully we can actually use it. If not, it looks like there's like a beach and a river, like beach to the left, river to the right. So I'm definitely going to lease a water trailer thing, and we should be able to take out a loan. At the very least, we should be able to take out like a $300,000 loan. They might not increase it, I don't know. They might not even let you take out a loan. I don't know. Hopefully we can take out a loan. But yeah, so that's kind of my plan, and hopefully you two will actually be able to join me. Hopefully
I can't remember, but is there like team accounts for FS19 online?
I was like really weird. Like, I got a notification on my phone and it said that it was a team accounts. My guess is just going to. Oh my gosh, I was about to try and show you, but I'm a single player. This that's gonna work out real well. My guess is it's going to be pretty much the same way it is now. Like, I mean, obviously not the exact same, but oops, I guess it goes away. But my guess is like there's going to be a player screen, and there's probably going to be like a farm 1, farm 2, farm 3, farm 4. Maybe you'll have 8 farms. Like you have between, I think you have up to 8. Was it 8 players on a farm or 8? Players total? I can't remember what it is, but I know you can have at least 4 different farms. So 3 or 4 different farms. So I'm guessing it'll say like farm 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll show the people in that farm. And then you can give probably anybody on that list money. Anybody in game, I can guess you can give money to. But I'm guessing that, unlike 17 and 19, let's say you and I have a farm. Alright, let's say you're strapped for cash. Because you just playing the game.
I know it's 6-player limit now.
60, yeah. So it might be looks like you have 4 farms up to 4 people. Cause I know the numbers were iffy back when I heard it months and months ago. So it looks like it might be, if my math is correct, it should be like 4 people per farm. So 4 farms, 4 people. So let's say we're playing. You're strapped for cash because, like I probably will. You made some poor investments because you thought they were good investments, but they just didn't pan out the way, whatever. So, and I've been really well to play the game for a little bit, play on this map for a little bit, and you're like, hey, can I borrow 10, 20,000, whatever? I can give you that money, but then like if you make money, whatever, unless you give me money when you leave, I'm guessing I won't get the money, and vice versa. Like if now I'm pretty sure I will need like whoever hosts the map. If they leave, it'll be, everyone will be kicked out. I'm guessing that's the way it'll work. I mean, there might be a setting where you can change that. I don't know. I don't think so. And I don't care. If it's not there, I don't care. Because honestly, they're adding so much to this game. They put so much work in this game. All these new details, all these new features. It's just absolutely insane. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's interesting. Yes, I did that on purpose. I do apologize. Don't kick my butt. Okay, fine. Alright, no more. But anyway, I'm excited. We're definitely going to try and test out every little thing we can and can't do. We're going to see where the respawn points are. Maybe they go back to the shop. Maybe they go to your farm once you place the farmhouse, whatever. Stop blocking each other. There we go. But yeah, so my guess is it's going to be, how are you blocked by what object are you blocked by? You're blocked by nobody. What the heck? But anyway, yeah, it's, my guess is that's what it's going to be. You know, separate farm accounts. If you do one farm, if you have it set to where there's just one farm account, then, and I'm going to go one step further. And again, this is speculation here. Let's say you and me are playing with two other people, right? You started your own farm, I have my own farm, so we both have our own farm. You know, you have one person, I have one person. My guess is the way it's going to work is I set in my settings, I want the farm to have, I want to be a jerk. Just me, one account. Nobody else gets money, just me. It's the way I kind of have it to begin with, so I can start making some investments and not have to worry about whatever. But then you can probably set it differently. So it's probably gonna be like the leader of the farm or the owner of that farm, you know, sets, you know, same account, different accounts, whatever for that farm, and probably for permissions too. Now I don't know if now there might be a little screen like again I was gonna try and show you, but like in permissions, it might be like you might be able to go up to somebody, like up to a player, not like go up to like you know, like this tree is a player. Oh hey, look here, you can have permission. No, you have to go to the. My guess is you'll have to go to the pause menu. I'm hoping so it works. You have to go to the pause menu, either go to permissions, perms, whatever, or highlight the player and select on it, whatever, and then it'll say allow this player to drive your vehicles, to use your equipment, whatever, and then they can help you out that way. Maybe that's how that helping another player works in multiplayer. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's the way I think is, you know, owner of the farm is going to be able to set whatever the, I'm thinking of this as I go along, so my apologies if I say it 10 times, I'll say it a few times, so I can figure it out in my head as I say it. And then, otherwise, I'm going to sit here for 5 minutes of silence, and you're going to be like, what the heck, where'd he go? What? Why is he silent? And then you're going to leave. So, that's no fun. No fun for neither, any of us here. But, you know, the owner of each farm is going to be able to set the rules for their own farm. Now, obviously, you can't go on somebody else's farm and start farming without the permission, start cutting down a tree or what have you. But, you know, I mean, again, unless they give you permission, maybe, I don't know. But do you have any other questions? Of course, I don't know everything about the game. There's some things I will speculate on. Some things, if I've heard it, I will confirm it, or deny it. I feel like I didn't answer your question, though. 16 player limit, yeah, so it'll be 4 farms, 4 maps, and it looks like it'll be a land grab. And the cool thing is that you can sell your land, even in multiplayer. So you can then, like, you know, if you want to upgrade your farm, you can obviously have to sell all the places. You can then sell your farm, a piece of land, buy a new one, or you know, like you want a different piece, or you own another piece of land, and you're not really doing much with that, and another player wants it, you can sell it, and they can buy it. And again, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. I'll hear it. I'll double check it. That's what that little thing is me looking at the comments to make sure I'm reading it correctly. So you say, do you like apple pie? And I don't go, oh yeah, I don't really like cherry pie, you know. Just to, no, I don't have an Apple computer, I don't know, but whatever. But anyway, where the heck was I going? What was I saying? I get off topic so much, I apologize. What was I saying? I can take a piece of land, value such. Oh yeah, I don't know if you will be able to, like, if I have a piece of land that you want, I don't know if I can, sell you that piece of land, like, you know, like you you give me an offer and then I
Hello,
accept it or
farmer.
deny it. Hello to people who just joined, two of you. Hey Simon, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Long time, no talk and no see. Uh, and then also with the, money giving and multiplayer, I don't know if it'll be, that's a perfect timing on that. I don't know if it'll be where, we're gonna sit here for a minute. I'm gonna wrap this video, wrap up my final thoughts here.
What is the biggest thing you are looking forward to on farming?
Man, I don't know. I do not know, but you know what? With that said, with that question, which I was actually going to do it anyway, I'm actually going to sit down this week. It's going to take me all week. It'll probably take me like a
My
year.
computer don't want to read messages for you,
But I
ha
don't have
ha
that.
ha.
No, it does. It reads them. Oh, okay, yeah, it reads the messages. I'd like to confirm, because sometimes it doesn't say it. Is that Google saying? No, okay. Sorry, sometimes Google just starts up with the, you know, Google OK thing, which I started backwards so I don't want it to start up. And then, yeah. Most of the times I don't say anything. I'm just sitting here watching YouTube, and it's like, oh, how can I help you? Like, didn't request you, but okay, thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna write down a list of all the features. I'm gonna put them in the top 10, and I'm gonna live stream that top 10 Sunday. Guaranteed Sunday, probably Sunday night. I can't tell you the exact time. I don't know the exact time. I might be, it'll be Sunday morning, midday, or night. Again, I can't tell you. Or if you want, I can do it Monday before it releases. Like I can probably do it Monday morning if you want. You know, why don't y'all decide? Do you want me to do it sometime Sunday, or do you want me to do it Monday morning? Because I'm only playing the game Monday night. So then it's real close, and then it's up to you. But yeah, I'll be writing down a list of all the features. I think it's like 50 new features. I mean, it's insane. And then I'll figure out my favorite 10, and then I'll rank them 10 to 1, 1 to 10, whatever. Obviously, 1 being the one I'm most excited for. And that'll answer your question in the top 10 video. But anyway, I can't remember. I can't believe I actually don't remember this. Like what I was actually talking about. But with the money giving, I don't know if I hope that it'll be this way. I don't know though, but I'm hoping, I'm praying that it'll be where I can select on somebody's name, and then I can, instead of like the list of money, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000, 200,000 dollars. You can do that, or you can also put in a specific amount. Like if I want to give you $5,000, because let's say all you need is $4,000, I can give you $5,000 to make sure you got that covered, and 1,000 extra. Instead of like, oh, you need, or if I only have like $8,000 and you need $2,000, instead of me having to give you all 8,000, because all I can press is 10,000. And that just gives it all, and then I have nothing until I sell crops, or until I sell something. Yeah, so that's my hope. So I'm sitting here for a few minutes after I ask this question, just because I know there is a delay between when I speak and when you hear me. So are there any questions you have right now that I can either give a speculation to, or I can tell you that I did or did not hear in the live stream, or see in the live streams? Then if any questions, go ahead and tell me. And again, I'll be doing this every night. I'll try to do it around the same time. I can't guarantee you I will be able to, but I will try, because they are doing a live stream looks like every day up until the day of the release, and maybe even a few days after. So, yeah, if there's anything at all, just go ahead and ask. I don't know that much, but yeah, I would sit here for a few minutes in silence as you think of your questions, if you have any. I did say it was going to be silent, so don't be surprised that we are quiet. Alrighty, I'm gonna guess there are no questions, and if I end the broadcast, if like you do have a question, and I ended it as you after you typed it in and it didn't pop up in time, or I end it before I answer your question, whatever, then go ahead and post it as a comment once this video is uploaded, or go to one of my previous videos. I think I did one yesterday, and go ahead and comment it there, asking it, and just ask a question on FS19, so I think it's a GTA video. This is the last video live stream I did. So, yeah, there you have it. If you haven't done so already, which I know one of you has, so thank you for that. But don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button below or above, to your right, to your left. I don't know where it's at on your screen. I am not watching you. I am not a stalker. Unlike somebody not here. Anyway, but on a serious note, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know when I go live, because I am going to go live every single day with, if I have learned any new FS19 details, which looks like we might learn a few things here and there, and any new speculations I may have, and also in hopes of meeting new people to play with when the game does come out, and maybe even before then too. So again, hit that subscribe button below, leave a like, leave a comment, follow me on Twitter at ZachRider747. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. We will miss you. Legends never die. There will one day be a day named in your honor. I will miss those cameos that he did. It is sad to think there will be no more small cameos from the legendary Stan Lee. So rest in peace. I wish I had the chance to meet you. And thank you all so much for watching.